Hey guys, welcome back to Steam Prison's short stories. We're rapidly running out of them, which is exciting. Only 3 more left to go. We got our Evans boys up next, so starting with the father, seniority and all that, so let's see what kind of short story we're gonna get from him. What a way to start! Well, rest in peace, Fitzgerald. Of course, I'm assuming he's talking about his son, but it'd be hilarious if it is.
Having an incompetent child is a lot of work. I only realized this when I had one.
Yeah, sorry, Fitzgerald. Now I know why you're so messed up.
Fitzgerald Evans. I'd given him the name of my beloved grandfather, but he was barely even mediocre. His intellect was average. He had no talents. My wife always said that neither was he particularly bad at anything, but I was unimpressed.
I'm glad Mom stood up for him.
Fitzgerald also had a bad tendency to be entranced by his own status. I used my own position as well, but I was independent. I truly endeavored to do a good job as the speaker, and to be worthy of the position. I only hoped my son would learn from that.
He learned how to be a stone-cold killer. May I speak to you, Lord Warner?
A man spoke to me after a session of the Parliament. Keith Tistella. He was the father of Fitzgerald's fiancée, Cyrus. What is it, Tistella?
I'd like to talk about my daughter's betrothal.
I thought it would be about the session, but it wasn't.
Dad, did you call off my betrothal? That would be a plot twist.
Tistella continued. He said his daughter had not yet tried on a wedding dress. The wedding ceremony had to be moved, he said. He seemed very apologetic about something I cared very little about. Yes, it doesn't matter. The temple selected one's fiancé in the Heights. As for me, I had pulled some strings to make sure that Fitzgerald would marry the Tistella daughter.
Okay, so I was right that you initially wanted this union, so you were the one who had some sway in that particular arrangement. But then, why the change? How are you connected to Glissade? I have so many questions.
I didn't do it because I was fond of her looks or personality. I merely thought she would be easy to manipulate.
Huh! What gave you that impression?
The Tistellas were nobles, but not particularly high in rank. The girl was not going to sully the name of Evans nor pose a danger. That was all. Fitzgerald was never going to accomplish anything. Even with the advantages of his birth, he was incapable of demanding work. My hopes for the future, my grandchildren. As long as they had a child in the medium term, I cared about nothing else. That's all right, but we can't wait 10-20 years.
Huh. Yes, it won't take that long.
Tistella put a hand on his chest and nodded to me.
I assume this is Warner?
We will be family before long. You don't need to be so formal. I patted his shoulder and left. Not that I'm doing this out of altruism. The Tistellas were worthless to me. They were the food which the Evans family needed to grow. To them, I suppose, there was no greater honor. Enjoy it while it lasts. Live happy in your ignorance.
Okay, that also gave me more questions than answers, but in a good way. Because now I'm wondering if Fitzgerald was actually acting without his father's know-how. I've got so many thoughts running through my brain right now, because I'm like, how did Fitzgerald and Glissade meet up? When did they strike a bargain? I can understand why Fitzgerald would be like, I'll show my dad that I'm not worthless and be part of this weird plot. But that would imply that Fitzgerald also has some sway because the engagement got called off. Or did he let his dad in on the plan to make the plan work? But then to what end? Ah, man, this just got... So, okay, all Warner cared about is like, my child sucks. Hopefully the next generation has some brains so that I can be proud finally. Which, oof. But, I mean, okay, there was nothing particularly nefarious, just that he sucks as a human being and as a dad. But, I mean, there was nothing actually evil about that, so... My sus meter. My sus meter is all over the place right now. Okay, alright, well, I guess we'll just have to wait and see how that develops. And maybe Fitzgerald will have some info to share with us, some juicy info, so yeah. He'll be up next, we'll find out soon. See you there, guys.